In the mists of ancient China, over 2,000 years ago, a man emerged whose mind would shape the art of war for centuries to come. His name was Sun Tzu, a military strategist, philosopher, and the author of The Art of War. Unlike conquerors who relied on brute force, Sun Tzu understood that true victory comes from intellect, discipline, and strategy. Sun Tzu was born in the state of Qi, during the tumultuous spring and autumn period of Chinese history, a time marked by endless wars between rival states. From a young age, he observed the chaos around him and learned that survival depended not only on strength, but on wisdom, foresight, and careful planning. He quickly gained recognition for his intellect and understanding of human nature. It is said that Sun Tzu's philosophy went far beyond the battlefield. He taught that battles should be won with minimal bloodshed, that deception and timing were often more powerful than armies, and that knowing oneself and the enemy was the ultimate path to victory. Sun Tzu's reputation grew as he trained soldiers and advised generals. One legendary story recounts how he demonstrated his teachings to a king by training the royal concubines as soldiers. At first, they laughed and mocked him. Yet, with discipline and strict instruction, Sun Tzu transformed them into an organized, obedient force. Through this, he proved that strategy and leadership could triumph over initial disadvantage, arrogance, or inexperience. By the time he became a general, Sun Tzu had mastered the principles of war. He emphasized preparation, the use of terrain, psychological insight, and the importance of timing. For him, war was not about glorified heroism, it was a science, a way to achieve objectives with the least cost and the greatest efficiency. His teachings applied not only to armies but to leadership, politics, and life itself. Sun Tzu believed that the best victories were those achieved without a fight. His ideal general was one who could win battles by outthinking opponents, exploiting weaknesses, and creating opportunities where none seemed to exist. He understood that overconfidence, rigidity, and pride could destroy even the strongest forces, while cunning, flexibility, and foresight could overcome any obstacle. By the end of his career, Sun Tzu had advised kings, shaped military campaigns, and recorded his principles in what would become the most influential military treatise in history, The Art of War. Even thousands of years later, his teachings are studied by generals, business leaders, and strategists around the world. But Sun Tzu's story is not just about victories and tactics. It is about the philosophy behind them, the wisdom that turned conflict into an art. As Sun Tzu's reputation grew, so did his influence over the battlefield. He advised kings and generals, turning conflicts that might have lasted years into swift, decisive victories. His strategies emphasized mobility, surprise, and adaptability, principles that allowed smaller forces to defeat larger, better-equipped armies. Each campaign became a lesson in efficiency, patience, and cunning. Sun Tzu's most famous battles were not only about defeating enemies, but about understanding them. He taught that every victory required careful observation, knowing the terrain, the morale of troops, and the psychology of opponents. He believed that wars could be won before they even began, through preparation, negotiation, and calculated intimidation. His treatise, The Art of War, broke down the elements of warfare into principles that remain astonishingly relevant today. All warfare is based on deception. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Sun Tzu's wisdom went beyond the battlefield. His ideas influenced diplomacy, leadership, and even business strategy, centuries before modern management existed. From ancient Chinese kingdoms to modern boardrooms, leaders have sought to apply his insights on planning, adaptability, and foresight. Despite the fame of his teachings, Sun Tzu remained a figure of discipline and humility. He did not seek glory, he sought results. Victory for him was not measured by bloodshed alone, but by the efficiency and effectiveness of achieving objectives. His legacy lies not in conquest alone, but in the philosophy that guided those conquests. Thousands of years later, Sun Tzu's name is synonymous with strategy. Generals, leaders, and thinkers study his writings to understand not just how to fight, but how to plan, predict, and prevail. His principles prove that true power comes not from brute force, but from intelligence, patience, and insight. Sun Tzu once said, "Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win." His life exemplified this philosophy, turning warfare into an art form, and leaving a legacy that continues to teach the world about leadership, strategy, and the mind of a master. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of Sun Tzu, make sure to give this video a like, share it with friends, and subscribe to Chronicles of the Valiant for more stories of history's greatest warriors. Your next epic journey through history starts here. Don't miss it.